source material to the students. And likewise for younger students, how did Henry VIII get up in the morning? Which is driven by a fantastic document that we have here, which actually explains the process that his court had to go through before he got up in the morning, everything that had to be done around the court. Now, what I'd like to spend a few minutes doing now is just running through some kind of ideas. I think many people get the impression that, you know, if you're using digital resources like images, maybe audio material, maybe video material, that actually that should be easier for children to work with than if they are reading documents. But in reality, I think you need to really teach key skills to children in order to work with that material. So just some little pointers. Some of these will be obvious, some of them might be new to you. So for visual material, creating a PowerPoint presentation with call-outs where students can then click into here and start populating these. It's a great way to point things out to them around a visual image, getting them to investigate, okay, so who is this? What does this actually represent? Why is there these floating hands? And so on. A second technique is to flash an image. Now I'm going to try something with you. What I'd like you to do, I'm going to show you an image for a very, very short period of time. I'd then like you to tell me what you saw in that image. You are literally going to get it for like 2 seconds, okay? And then using the chat panel, what I'd like you to do is just to tell me what do you actually see. So, get ready, and here we go. Oh, there you go. Let's see if we can. Okay. So, what did you see? So we're getting some responses. So Camilla saying image of slavery. Okay, thanks Camilla. Anybody see anything else? Repression. Neil is saying people at work. I think some people are responding to me privately. You might find it useful if you respond to everybody, to the whole group. Let's just have a little look at this image then. So, yeah, very, very good. Those of you that were saying about slavery, about repression, about people at work. It's amazing how much you can actually see in the space of no more than a second. So this is actually an image representing conditions in a workhouse in the 19th century, or supposedly imagined conditions. And it's a little exercise that we use with students, flashing an image up very, very quickly. And what you'll often get is, if you've got 30 students in a class, by putting it up for just a split second, you've got 30 pairs of eyes, and they'll often be looking at just one thing, and it will perhaps be 10 different things that they'll actually see as a class, and they'll be able to bring that together. So a little technique there. Telling the story of a picture one step at a time. So starting with a picture covered up with different blocks and just revealing it selectively and getting your students to start talking about what they see, so they're not bombarded with the whole image. Again, you might want to, in the chat box, somebody like to tell us what we see. Make sure you're sending this to all the attendees. What's the story of this image so far? Very interesting. Very observant about being a Frenchman. You can tell that from the peak cap. Okay, let's see a bit more of the image. What story are we saying? So at the moment we think it's a Frenchman, possibly a gunner, possibly somebody in Paris. Excellent, well done, Khaled. So it's on a vessel, on a sailing ship. Thanks, Nikolai. Let's move on. This is probably confirming your views that it's definitely a sailing ship. Let's reveal this one. Nikolai, that's very observant, actually, and you're absolutely right. So now if we reveal the whole, this is actually a photograph from our collection. It's taken by the Royal Navy after they captured, it's an illegal French slave trading ship in the 1860s, and it's a photograph taken on board that ship after it had been captured by HMS Daphne, a Royal Naval ship that was patrolling off the coast of East Africa and managed to rescue these enslaved Africans. So a nice little technique for kind of revealing a story and getting the students to interact with an image rather than just looking at the whole thing and being overwhelmed with everything within that image. It's actually a technique that can work very well in reverse to reveal the meaning of a complicated text. So if you have a large amount of text, if you remove text, it becomes easier to understand. So for example, let me show you this one. What is Granville Sharp trying to say in 1772 here? Now, for many students, if you gave them a document like this, they would find this quite difficult to read and understand. You know, the language is quite difficult, it's archaic, there's a lot there to engage with. But by using a very simple technique, just by blocking out most of the languages, most of it, and just getting your students to leave what they think are the key words, you know, slavery, colonies, injustice, evil, king, repeal. What Granville Sharp is saying is that the slavery in the colonies is a huge injustice and a great evil, and he wants the king to repeal the use of slavery and the laws that allow it. So that's a very, very simple technique that whereby you're using PowerPoint actually with text documents just to get your students to highlight the words that they think are the key words and block out the ones which they think are less relevant. Using photo story, give me a little tick or a smile if you have ever used photo story. So let's just clear all the feedback. Give me a tick if you've used photo story, if you've heard of something called photo story. So several people. Yeah, it's a great device for bringing still images to life. I'm just going to I don't know whether this will work, but we can try it. No, it won't. So I'm just going to give you an example of this. For those that are unaware, I'm going to share my share an application, and let me just, excuse me, just 1 second. I just need to get this up and running. I think I'm going to share my desktop. Actually, might be a better way to do this. So